to sa bus ah.
Oh. Good morning.
Cute, cute, cute. I love this. So pretty.
Hi, my name is Christine Melendres, and I am the founder and CEO of Sweet Mango Therapy Group, which is the first Filipino-owned group practice in the United States where we serve the Filipino community. I'm so proud to be a Filipina. I'm so proud of my Filipino roots, and working with organizations here, hopefully in the future. And seeing a collective of our Filipino community wanting to give back in all the different sectors, whether it's government, business, nonprofit, and art.
I learned so much about the Philippines this week. I've learned how different it is when you're here than what ideas my parents had about what the country was like so many years ago. There's so many exciting opportunities to be found here across all different sectors: business, education, the government, healthcare, etc. There are so many exciting people who are brilliant and doing lots of great work all over and who are really dedicated to making the Philippines the best country it can be. That's a kind of spirit and joy that I really appreciate, that I take pride in from being Filipino, and I think it represents really just how this whole week went.
It has been such an honor to be part of this FYLPRO Immersion Program. I have learned so much in the past week and have met amazing people. Being part of this program reminds me of who I am, and that is Filipino, and that I don't just belong in one place or another, and that my home is here and in the United States. I can live and work here in both places. I have met both Filipino and Filipino American, and it has just been inspiring to me to see others thrive here.
This experience is so undescribable, and it's really unique to you. So don't be afraid to really be vulnerable. The people you are with are going to be your biggest cheerleaders, your supporters, even beyond this program.
So we started the immersion in Cebu, and they were welcomed by our friends from the We Are Ayala Business Club in Cebu City with the best Cebu delicacies and food for dinner. And of course, they had themselves the whole room for karaoke. So we went around Cebu and all the way to Mactan Island for the Arts and Culture Day, visited the Magellan's Cross, the Santo Niño Basilica Minore, and moved through the significant landmarks along the way. And they also learned the mix of local and national history that impacted their own sense of nationhood, especially when they visited the Lapu-Lapu Shrine. And then, of course, despite the unfavorable weather, they made most of their time at Maribago Blue Water Resorts in getting to know each other and hearing their own Filipino-American stories.
Today is the day that we're going around Cebu. Okay, my name is PG. PG. Yes.
Hi, we're out here in front of Magellan's Cross and the Basilica of the Santo Niño. It's pretty exciting to have a tour of this area. It's very important for Philippine history.
Viva Señor! Santo Niño Church!
This year, we welcomed 15 exceptional Filipino Americans to the growing FYLPRO network. All 15 of you are innovators and change makers in your respective fields, helping improve people's lives through our advocacies and your work in government, media, education, the arts, healthcare, community development, and enterprise.
And also just to hear the stories of how these weavers are struggling to really keep up this tradition of weaving alive, and how to really bring it into the modern day Philippines.
And so now, at our final stop, we're actually here at Anthill, and so we're learning about more of the different types of fabrics, the type of weavers across the Philippines.
So after we got a tour of the weaving workshop, we were so blessed to have a lechon boodle fight where all of us got to gather around and have Cebu lechon. It was my first time to try it, and it was so fun. So we got to eat with the weavers and just kind of gather and eat with each other and eat the lechon with our hands, and it was a really incredible and fun experience and super fun.
There's a thank you card signed by all of the delegates and pasalubong.
So think about this, are you connected? And I'm not talking about the connections like who you know. Do you know the community and what problems they face?
Connecting with your community to improve their lives somehow. So for me, I was on a path seeking out firms that work in communities, that focus on schools, public projects, that sort of stuff.
And speaking of the National Heroes Day, they celebrated August 28th, meeting our modern heroes in Argao, Cebu, the Hablon Community Weavers of Cebu Technological University. Of course, who wouldn't forget the authentic Cebu lechon prepared for us by the community in the middle of a boodle fight, alongside the puso, the grilled and dried fishes, the chicken, the fresh fruits, and many others.
Mactan Liberty Shrine! Lapu-Lapu!
My key takeaways is just rediscovering the Filipino Emmy. I came to the United States when I was 13 years old from Bukar, Bulacan and Tondo, Manila. So just rediscovering all the Filipino tradition in me and just really understanding who I am as I teach those cultures and traditions to my kids.
FYLPRO has been an incredible, life-changing experience for me. This whole week has been transformative because this is my first time in the Philippines. My dad's from Leyte, my mom's from Batangas, but I just never had the opportunity to come to the Philippines until now.
Welcome to Hinablon sa Cebu Social Enterprise of Cebu Technological University. So this is where you will see a dying handloom weaving industry of the Cebu province revived by a university. This is where you will see hand-woven products, hand-woven and handcrafted from the heart.
Our program, Day 2, or also known as our first day in Manila, started at 2:30 in the morning. Now catching one of the earliest flights just in time for our delegates' lunch with our partners in the Makati Business Club in Amchang. We commenced the series of panel discussions with our advocacy panel in the afternoon with our invited speakers from different sectors.
In a few years from now, I can boast about helping the little fish become big fish one day. Thank you.
I hope this afternoon's luncheon is the start of meaningful conversations and impactful partnerships in the service of Filipinos and Americans here and abroad.
So anything AmCham can do to help you, support you, or connect you. Somebody asked me the other day, said, well, exactly what does AmCham do? And without thinking, I came up with my most famous line yet, probably. That is, we connect.
Doesn't cease to amaze me that FYLPRO has already sent 99 delegates in the last 11 years.
We ended the day with some informal panel networking in the evening.
Every single time I came here, I met amazing people. So each trip, I met somebody amazing. And I guess right now, you guys are all experiencing this trip. You're meeting that one person that changed your life. You're meeting that group of people that are changing their lives. And at the end of the day, It's these small conversations that we have.
Can't wait to share our stories with you later on, and bon appetit. Enjoy. Cheers! Woo!
This experience is so undescribable, and it's really unique to you. So don't be afraid to really be vulnerable. The people you are with are going to be your biggest cheerleaders, your supporters, even beyond this program. To be able to give the power of what this program does to you, the transformative connections that you make in just 1 week, and that can go, go on for a lifetime. So I'm really thankful that the alumni, the members really believed in me to lead this program, and really the support network that we continue to grow as an organization has been such the greatest joy in watching that growth.
That is, we connect. We connect people to people, we connect people to business, we connect business to people, we connect government to people, people to government, etc., etc. We connect. So let me help you connect with this country, let me help you connect with the business community, either here or in the United States.
If there's anything I can leave you with, it is this. Invest in relationships now when you have everything, because when the time comes that you have nothing, that's all you'll have is relationships.
Today we went to Malacanang Palace and we took a tour of the museum, celebrating and honoring the presidents, the former presidents of the Philippines, and the museum honoring the current president of the Philippines. It was an interesting experience, one that really highlighted how the focus on public service as a part of the development of the Philippines, the relative youth of the Philippines as a country, and the 17 individuals who have held that office, and really the opportunities to continue to advance the prosperity for Filipino people through public service.
Quirino said, "Love of fellow creatures will always be the supreme law among men and nations, and the basis of world peace."
Our partners from the Department of Foreign Affairs followed through a dialogue on the state of the Philippine economy and healthcare system, and opportunities for collaboration with the Phil-Am diaspora as a starter for the government's day on Day 3. They met with some officials in the department before heading to Malacanang for the museum heritage tours.
Going with people who have the same mindset as you, the same visions as you, the same goals as you don't feel isolated.
And something that I would treasure and share with, my 3 kids. It was intentional that I didn't bring my family, just because I needed this to really rediscover my roots as Filipino.
It really renewed that fervor and that Filipino pride. It's so awesome to just be with a lot of people who are as excited as I am about the Philippines and what we do and who we are as a people.
Having a speaker like PG to talk about how she herself was inspired to become a tour guide because of the stories that we don't hear about as Filipinos, as Filipino Americans, has been incredibly heartwarming for me, and it's inspired me to continue on with, for me as a documentary filmmaker, as a storyteller, this is how we make change. We are able to tell stories. We're in a privileged position that we have the knowledge and we have the skills to make change through storytelling.
What our tour guide said emulates the waves. So it's pretty fascinating just to see traditional Filipino history and religion mesh with the religion that the Spaniards and the Portuguese explorer Magellan brought to Cebu and the Philippines.
The fabric that bonds us together unites us so strongly, and as someone who feels disconnected with my roots, that connective tissue that I am currently searching for, was something that spoke to me today. And I think I'm going to continue to learn from that experience. And you know, for those who feel away from their Filipino identity, how can I continue to spread the message that the weavers in Argao had shown me today?
So one Gen Z finding that is interesting to me is on the topic of multiculturalism, interculturalism, and heritage. So heritage is traditionally seen as something of the past, right? A vestige of the past. But Gen Z really views heritage as a vessel for the future.
We hope that you FYLPRO delegates will leave something as well. Inspiration or an idea, or even an initiative you can carry out with newfound friends and collaborators.
And then day 4 was all about legacy projects and collaborations and partnerships from a mix of invited guests from the alumni community and network in the Philippines. And then they were ushered to see the special masterpiece, the Himen o Himeni, from the Splendor Juan Luna Painter as Hero exhibit, and also the other displays of the museum to continue the understanding of the Filipino culture through the diorama experience, the rich textile exhibits, the vast display of the pre-colonial treasures through our gold of ancestors, and many more. And what a way to end day 4 with our studio tour at GMA 7 and be an audience to one of their game shows, the TikTok Clock.
Here that the Eiffel Tower was unveiled to the public and inaugurated.
You know, this experience has been so amazing, from seeing where Lapu-Lapu, defeated Magellan, to being right here seeing Juan Luna's amazing painting.
It's really very interesting to learn that we have such a colorful history and also just the different traditions going on.
It's especially interesting for me because I recently went to Magellan's house in Portugal. So it's interesting to compare the story that the Filipinos have versus the Portuguese.
So when the tides change, the waters goes forward, backward. So that's the sinulog dance. Forward, backward, imitating the flow of the water.
We had an incredible experience meeting with the weavers of Hinablan sa Cebu earlier this morning, and it was really wonderful to learn about the weaving process from beginning to end. We walked around the workshop and were shown all of these incredible weaving looms that were so large in scale, and the process is so intricate, from like how you get the threads onto the looms, onto the finished product, such as these beautiful fabrics that you see here. So I learned to really appreciate the effort that these mainly female weavers would put their heart and soul into these products, and it made me really proud to be Filipino, witnessing their process of weaving their heritage and their stories into these fabrics.
And really pave the way for us, change makers. I'm really enjoying my time with the other delegates. Everybody has been so supportive, and if you're someone who's considering joining this program, I highly encourage you to apply.
And so, I don't know, I feel like I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of FYLPRO and everything that you've done for us today, because we can see your passion and your drive for wanting to tell these stories and being able to raise awareness and impact people outside of us, outside of these groups to do more.
And you coming here when DOT called me, so it's like one of the answered prayers that I have Lord, bring me people, where I can talk to and where these stories can be told all over the world. Because we need you. We cannot bring all Filipinos abroad to the Philippines, but you can bring our stories abroad. So now, the torch is in your hand. The ball is in your hand. So pass it on. So sa Bisaya pa, padayon. Move on, power on. Padayon.
We connected them to leaders and peer mentors who could help them further strengthen their legacy projects and open the connection in the various Philippine industries. What a journey, right? Yes, jam-packed schedule. But now, we've come to this end of the program, so congratulations, everyone.
As we draw a close on this inspiring journey of growth, learning, and empowerment, I'm just filled with so much pride and optimism. But more importantly, I'm hopeful that the friendships you forge and the insights you've gained this week are the invaluable assets that will be a catalyst to inspire and accelerate your work and dedications to our fellow kababayans.